Okay, this lesson is on conjunctions and interjections. So conjunctions. There are two types of conjunctions. Conjunctions connect words and groups of words. The first one we're going to look at are coordinating conjunctions. So coordinating conjunctions connect similar words, groups of words, or even entire sentences. The important thing is what's on each side of the conjunction is exactly the same. Coordinated conjunctions are words like but, and, nor, for, so, or, yet. Or fanboys. So you can put these in order so they spell out the word fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Coordinated conjunctions can connect subjects. So, an example, the house and the fields were flooded by the storm. House is the subject, fields is the second subject. They were both flooded by the storm. They're joined with the word and. They can also connect verbs. An example, she will win or lose the gold medal with this dive. So, in this sentence, will win or will lose are two verbs being connected with the conjunction or. They can also connect adjectives. A blue or green car will follow the van. In this case, blue and green are adjectives being connected with or as the conjunction. They can connect objects. The birds sang in the trees and bushes. In this sentence, they're connecting two objects of the same preposition. So the birds sang in what? In trees and in bushes. So in this sentence, both trees and bushes are the objects, plural, of the preposition in, being connected with the conjunction and. In this sentence, the students studied math and science. We have direct objects. We have studied as an action verb. They studied what? Math, that's one direct object. And they studied science, that's a second direct object. They're being connected with the conjunction and. They can also connect phrases. So in this sentence, the duck took her babies down the road and to the pond. It's connecting two prepositional phrases. The first phrase, down the road, the second phrase, to the pond, they're connected with the conjunction and. And finally, they can connect complete sentences. My uncle wanted to fish, but my father wanted to swim. And in this case, we have two sentences. My uncle wanted to fish, that's our first complete sentence. My father wanted to swim, that is a second complete sentence. They are being connected with the conjunction but. If you're going to connect two complete sentences with a conjunction, it's very rare you want to connect more than two. Okay, so that's when you start to get into those run-on sentences. There is another type of conjunction. They're called subordinate conjunctions. Subordinate conjunctions connect dependent or subordinate clauses. They would be a fragment on their own. They wouldn't make a complete thought to a main or independent clause. We're going to look at this more later when we look at complex sentences, but just so that you realize that there are two types of conjunctions, the coordinating conjunctions that we looked at, and then subordinate conjunctions, which we will be getting to in the spring. And these are just some examples of words that can be subordinate conjunctions. Looking through them, you can also see, wow, they can be pronouns, they can be adjectives, they can be prepositions, they can be adverbs, and that is true. And so, again, it really depends on how these words are used as to whether they're a pronoun or an adjective or a preposition, or whether or not they're a subordinate conjunction. But these are some examples. And an example sentence would be righteous and proof played in the yard until Miss Stasa called them in. The conjunction here, until, is connecting this clause, Miss Stasa called them inside, to this first clause, Righteous and Proof played in the yard. They're not even, though. Righteous and Proof played in the yard is able to stand on its own. Until has meaning. It's not the same as like and, right? Or even but or. Until is a sequence, right? It gives us a sequence of events, a time. And so because of that, we can't just ignore it. It gets attached to Miss Stasa called them inside. And if I just said until Miss Stasa called them inside, that wouldn't be a complete thought. That would be a fragment. And so that's what subordinate conjunctions do. They're connecting this second clause, which needs the first clause to be complete thought. Another example is when it comes first in the sentence, when Miss Stasa called them, Righteous and Proof came running. In this case, this subordinate conjunction is actually at the beginning of the sentence, but it is still making that connection. It's setting up the sequence of events for us, right? Between Miss Stasa calling them and Righteous and Proof came running. Well, again, we're going to look at this more in the spring. We're really going to be focusing on the coordinating conjunctions for now, which is your fanboys. All right. So the second part of speech we're going to look at are interjections. An interjection expresses strong feeling or emotion, and they are useful for expressing different kinds of feelings and emotions. Now, some students get these confused with onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia are words that mean a sound. So tick-tock or bang or knock or ring are not expressing emotions. They're expressing sounds. Interjections express emotion. So a word like oh expresses surprise. Oh, we did not expect you today. Joy, goodness, how good it is to see you. Okay, so goodness here is expressing joy. They can express pain. Ouch, I stubbed my toe. They can express hesitation. I can't explain exactly what happened. And the here is your interjection. Impatience. Tisk. I think we've waited long enough, right? So these words, while they don't have a meaning beyond the emotion, right? They are a sound that we might make in terms of tisk or ouch or they're not expressing a sound. They don't mean a sound. They're expressing an emotion. Okay, and that's the difference between onomatopoeia, which is figurative language, and interjections, which are part of speech.